Hello friends! We're back! I'm making a second one. Self high five. The first one didn't go too terribly awful, so back at it again with the white vans. So we are back. We made something fairly healthy last week. So this week we're going to make something a little less healthy, but all still vegan, all gluten-free, and with healthier substitutions than most. What are we making, you ask? Well, only a Snickerdoodle Bananas Foster. So a little Q&A session with myself before we get started here. So Michel, are you sure this is gonna work? Funny you should ask, Michel, because not quite sure, but I sure hope so. What do you mean you sure hope so? Does that mean you've never made this before? That is correct, Michel. I have never made this before. At least you're using a reputable recipe, right? Actually, no. I just kind of made this up in my head. Do you ever use a reputable recipe? Actually, no. I kind of only ever get things from my head. Now that that's out of the way, let's get cooking. So we're going to start with our vegan and gluten-free Snickerdoodle cookies, because then we'll make the Bananas Foster when those are cooking. So what we got here is I'm using equal parts coconut and almond flour, because I like the taste of coconut, but I don't like the sponginess. And I like the taste of almond, but I don't like the density. So we're going to use both, 3/4 cup of each. We're going to use a lot of coconut sugar. This is about a cup of coconut sugar. We are going to use, this is approximately 4 or 5 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. We have organic vanilla extract. We have a mixture of cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, salt, baking soda, baking powder. I'll write the exact amount in the comments. And then you can either use a neat egg or a flax egg. Neat egg is this really neat brand. Product placement. It's a really neat brand where you mix 2 tablespoons water and 1 tablespoon of this, which is mostly chia seeds, I think. Chia seeds and garbanzo beans, the only 2 ingredients. And it makes an egg substitute because the chia seeds turn very gel-like. Or you can make your own flax egg, which ground flax seed, 1 tablespoon ground flax seed, 2 tablespoons water, let it rest for about 10 minutes, and that equals 1 egg. So let's hop over to this view and I'll show you how to get started. Alright, we're going to start with our boatload of coconut sugar and coconut oil. In fact, I'll probably need more of this. And we are going to incorporate the 2 of these things as best we can. Coconut sugar is kind of chunky. I'm using a spatula because it's cute. You can use whatever you want. Alright, so I ended up doubling that amount of coconut oil, and we have this consistency, which is about as smooth as you're going to get with coconut sugar. If you want to use real sugar, be my guest. It'll probably end up with better cookies. This is going to end up being a completely paleo recipe as well. So if you want to keep paleo, stick with the coconut sugar. But then it gets super easy because we're just going to dump in the rest of our ingredients. So let's add in our flour. There goes our egg. Our spices, vanilla extract. I never measure these things, which is probably very incorrect of me. It's going to be just a dash. And then enough almond milk to get it to the consistency you need. Now I'm going to use this coconut milk until I get it to a dough-like consistency, but you could use almond milk or any other type of milk alternative that you'd like. It's starting to get pretty well mixed, so I'm going to start using my hands here to get all those clumps out. Germs bake out in the oven for all of you worried moms. By worried moms, I'm shouting out to mine. So I ended up using about 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of that coconut milk, that culinary coconut milk. Alright, so over here I have equal parts coconut sugar and cinnamon. More coconut sugar. Woohoo! I'll probably end up using more than that, but starting off with that. I'm going to try to make these cookies kind of large, but get it in a ball, coat it in this, and place it on the baking sheet. With vegan gluten-free baking, round cookies don't usually rise. So you're going to want to flatten it out to cookie-ish shape and size. And there we have it. It made a dozen, almost like I planned that, which I didn't. Life just works out sometimes. And 12 is my lucky number for a reason. So this recipe yields about a dozen cookies. Planned all along. My oven's at about 325. I'm gonna pop these babies in. I think they'll take about 10-12 minutes. Will probably take 12 minutes. Just you watch. So now that those are in, let's get started on our banana foster. So a quick word about a banana. So a quick word about our bananas foster. Usually it incorporates liquor, and fire. As a 19-year-old, I cannot obtain any of that. And with no alcohol, no fire, less exciting, but healthier and tastier if you are over 21 and not afraid of catching your baby house on fire. By all means, make real bananas fosters. But here is the underage version and the paleo version. So instead of brown sugar, we're going to be using, you guessed it, more coconut sugar. And there's a little bit of allspice mixed in there. And instead of butter, we're going to be using equal parts that coconut cream, coconut milk, the culinary one that I showed you earlier, because it is very fatty, and coconut oil. I have some coined banana. A lot of times in bananas foster, they split the banana down the long way, but we're going to be putting these on top of Snickerdoodles, so I'm coining them. We're going to start by spooning our coconut cream, milk, fat, whatever, into the pan, and same with the coconut oil. And I'm going to combine that. And now I'm going to turn on the heat. And here goes our sugar and spice and everything nice. And as this heats, this should hopefully dissolve and caramelize, making this a paleo caramel of sorts. We're going to add our B is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Does anybody else sing that song in their head when they try to spell bananas? Is that just me? I continuously stir to make sure it gets on all sides and to keep it from candying to the bottom of our pan. That would be messy. This is looking about done. I'm going to turn off the heat. Ta-da! Our cookies are out of the oven. They look beautiful. I can't wait to eat it. They baked closer to 10 minutes than 12. But to make up for the fact that it didn't bake for 12 minutes, I'm going to show you how to make these two ways. So the first one is going to be a very presentational way. We're going to scoop some of this delicious looking bananas foster on top of this Snickerdoodle. I think we can fit another banana. What do you think? I got some soy whip. It's like whipped cream, but vegan. I'm gonna pretend like that looks like the bottle. And then, got some crushed nuts. And if you want to get real fancy, cinnamon stick. It's way number one. Can't wait to dig into that. The second way you could eat this is we can make a banana foster sandwich. You heard me right, boys and girls. Alright, so on the bottom layer, we're going to spoon some of this. On the other side, I salvaged some of this caramel. We're just going to put that there. Make it extra yummy and gooey. Some of this not very whipped cream. Some nuts. Oh, look, it's just cascading. And then, look at that. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This one is already melted because of the warm, gooey deliciousness. And then we have our sandwich version. I can't wait to eat this, even though I am fructose intolerant, so this is gonna kill me. At least it's paleo. At least it all comes from coconut sugar and bananas. Completely vegan, completely gluten-free, not too hard to make, healthier than most desserts. Oh my gosh. Thanks for watching. I hope you try this out yourself, because that yummy deliciousness could be in your mouth in like 30 minutes. That's probably how long the whole thing took. Max 30 minutes. So give it a shot. Alright, I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye. Checking focus and frame. 'Cause I'm a one-man show. One woman. Feminism. That's why I'm wearing an apron.